Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Fan Wire Podcast. We're going to be talking about the Washington Wizards tonight. This is the official recap of their game between themselves and the New York Knicks. Last night, they gave it a valiant effort. It went to overtime. However, even though they kept it really close and up until overtime, but the Knicks had their number. The Knicks were the better team last night, and they're the better team. And the Knicks beat the Washington Wizards 136 to 132. So there was a lot of points scored, but the Wizards couldn't hold it together to be able to get that win. They did a great job without having the services of Jordan Poole and also Kyle Kuzma. But when we all look back at the win and loss columns, it's not even going to matter who was in that. But you know, they still put up a valiant effort, being undermanned, and it doesn't behoove them to win right now. So it all served a good purpose. Jalen Brunson had 55 points to lead all scorers. He actually ended up having 9 points in overtime to seal the deal. He took over. Let's just say that. But he had a outstanding game. 18 for 31. And he also led his team in assists with 9 assists and 3 turnovers. On our side, we had a good effort here from Justin Champagne. I believe I said that correctly. If I didn't, don't hurt me. Justin Champagne, what I just mentioned. Malcolm Brogdon dropped 22. He was critical down the stretch with free throws. Bilal Kalambale, he's showing his worth. 18 points. And Bud Carrington, Mr. Baltimore, dropped 17 points. And Alex Sarr dropped 12. So we did real well. Justin Champagne, along with having 31 points, he also had 10 rebounds. So he was hitting the glass. He was getting after it. Couldn't ask for anything better. Unless you want to drop 50. But we're not asking you to do that. But if you could, great. But if you can't, we're happy with what you did. Malcolm Brogdon, he definitely showed his value as well. He's had 7 assists, 22 points. He just steadied the ship the entire night. He kept us going, kept us rolling. With that being said, Malcolm Brogdon definitely has a lot of trade value. So we'll see if he maintains his position on the team or will he be shipped off to a contender, most likely. We also had, again, Jordan Poole was out and also Kyle Kuzma was out. Kuzma was out. So with that being said, those are 2 other players that have value that are definitely on the radar of other teams. For example, it's rumored that the Denver Nuggets have interest in both Jordan Poole and also Kyle Kuzma. So, with that being said, that will be a very interesting trade if that can happen. Wonder what draft picks they have coming up because there's no reason to move somebody at this point if we're not getting draft capital. Um, Even if we had the opportunity to get expiring contracts, we're not really signing anybody right here, right now for the future. I don't believe this coming off season, but if we did, if we could get a good piece, that'd be great. But I really don't think we're gonna have. I don't think we're in the market to get anybody for real, right now. It's all about getting draft capital for the future. Um, so, for example, if we were able to make that trade, the Denver Nuggets actually own, let's see here, 2026, 2028, and a 2030 and 2031 number one draft pick. So if we can get one of those draft picks off of them, that will be a great, great, great move. Um, but we'll see what happens, and it could be a stockpile of number two picks. But those picks have value as well, but it's nothing like getting a first rounder. So we expect that the GM and the executives and the leadership of the Washington Wizards will do the right thing and get the right pieces to come back, as well as trade in a trade for either of those three players. But there's no reason to waste their time on this team right now. Um, it's good that we're in playing close games, but it's all about the future. It's all about the future. It's all about getting better players and also younger players that can produce in the future. Um, but just to double back to the game last night, the New York Knicks, they actually uh, came and took our cookies, really and truly, at the end of the game. But Carl Anthony Towns, he ended up with 30 points, 14 rebounds. But he had a heck of a game, along with Jalen Brunson with those 9 assists and 55 points. Ain't much you could do with that. And Mikal Bridges ended up with 21 points, 3 and 9 from 3 points, shooting. Yeah, ain't but so much we could did. But it's okay. We will keep on trucking along, and we'll be right back at you. So now that drops us to 5-24 on the season. We're 4-12 at home. Yeah, we look forward to seeing what's going to happen next as the Washington Wizards turns here on the Fan Wire Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one. We'll talk to you on the next game.